Think that electric trucks are either silly or stupid. Well, here's the thing. These things are unbelievably practical and cheap to run. I run the electricity off my house to charge this, so a full tank costs me less than $3, giving me 500 kilometers of range, which, yes, in the winter, sometimes I'm getting a little under 300 kilometers of range, but they're super practical. Even when you have mud tires, which gets a little lower range, a little less range, but this thing is unbelievably fast. It's Porsche 911 GTS fast. It's comfortable like a Rolls Royce, and it's super practical. I'm a man of my word. I'm all about practicality and saving you thousands, so I need to unload this trailer so that I can loan out the truck. So beware, when you own a truck, people are gonna ask to borrow it or ask for your help. So my back does hurt. I've been helping people, but this thing is practical like a cowboy hat for keeping the rain off your face, shoulders, and rest of the body. And in this video, yes, there will be a lot of rain. And cowboy boots, also practical, way more stylish than rain boots. And guess what? They keep your feet dry. So this thing is like a pair of, cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. It is super practical, but you need to know how to use it. So stay tuned. We're gonna be talking about range. We're gonna be talking about practicality, use, constant use. You need to always use your handbrake, save that transmission. So we're gonna be talking about all sorts of tips and tricks that you need to know for your really any truck, but especially if you have an electric truck. So let's talk about everything you need to know right here. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, bell notifications so you don't miss out, and stay tuned. We're putting the pedal to the metal and we're gonna put this thing to work. All right, public service announcement, really important to know. Check this out. If you have any type of truck, use your handbrake, even if you're not towing, but especially when you're towing, you gotta pull the handbrake, because if you don't, you're gonna have excessive wear on your transmission, especially if you're parking on an incline. Not so bad when you're on a relative flat, but even then, there's always a bit of back and forth rocking of the truck that's gonna wear your transmission long term. And this was full of wood before, still have rocks and gravel. But if you've got an electric F-150, please keep in mind, one pedal driving. You let go of that one pedal and you've got weight behind the truck, you're not going to stop the way you normally do. It's going to take twice as long. So for more tips and tricks, please subscribe to Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Help feed and dress those poodles. And well, you will save thousands because we share tips and tricks for shopping and truck ownership. Love this F-150 Lightning. So always using my handbrake anytime I'm parked. See it pop up on the dash. You'll also hear it when it's ready. And with one pedal driving, we noticed we would have gone right through a stop sign, the first one, when we weren't filming, because I was expecting this thing to slow down the way it normally does. And with weight behind it going downhill, well, we did about 4 or 5 kilometers for 7 kilowatts an hour on a 131 kilowatt usable battery. So the math is pretty easy. At this rate, we could go for over 10 hours of driving. We could almost do 20 hours of driving. But that's how you can easily do the math. Know the size of your battery, look at how many kilowatt per hour you're using, and you'll know how many hours you can drive for. Really important to know. Got my foot on the brake still. This is when you need to be pulling your handbrake to protect your transmission so that over time you don't wreck it. So check it before you wreck it. Important little trick to know. Also, range. This is very deceiving. Look, it says that I'm only going to get 209 kilometers of range and I'm almost full. What is up with that? Well, I'm going to tell you what's up with that. It's predictive. It thinks based on how I've been driving around in this little whatever lot, fill lot, that I'm going to continue driving and leaving the vehicle running and then moving forward and back to get into position to unload. So it thinks I'm gonna go through the battery pretty quickly, and I'm not. What you can really do as a test is, you see now I'm on 11 kilowatts per hour. I have a 131 kilowatt battery when it's full. Well, I could think that I've got over 10 hours of usage. Well, I went downhill with a load, so it didn't take very much electricity for that. I was at 7 kilowatts an hour. Now I'm at 11. If I just drive a little bit more, it's gonna work out to We're at roughly about 32 kilowatts an hour. And then I know I've got about 4 hours of driving when I am full. So the predictive isn't that great, you could think, but really it's not bad. 209 kilometers, and I had about 2,000 pounds, 3,000, about 3,000 pounds. So they're just guessing based on my overall regular driving, not my going down the hill section and playing around here. The system was trying to guess at how long that overall battery, when it's not quite full, at about 80%, how long it's gonna last, how many kilometers. So it's guessing. You kind of just have to go with the flow, and well, stop at a flow charger or whatever kind of charger if you need it, if you are gonna be doing some long distance. But I think a lot of the strain, concern, dislikes come from this range anxiety, and I have none when I'm not towing. And when I am towing, I just got to take it a little bit ear by ear. And really the 209, that's about what I actually would get. So I sometimes you have to look at how many kilowatts per hour you're using to really get a great assumption of how long when you're going to need to stop. And at other times, you can actually use that range guesser, just not when you first get in. Because when I first got in, hadn't done any driving. I was attached, but the truck didn't know I was attached. So it was telling me I was gonna get like 480 kilometers. And then it dropped down to 209 after 4 or 5 kilometers. So some people would start to get real worried and say, oh my goodness, if 5 kilometers took up, 280 kilometers, half the battery, I'm only going to be able to drive another 5 kilometers. No, the predictive, that range guesser is actually pretty darn good, folks. So just look at that, give it a little bit of faith, and be ready to maybe stop and pull over for half an hour to get a charge. You can always stop for 10 minutes because if you're only missing, 50 miles or 80, 90 kilometers, you just stop for the amount of time you need and you pay on that fast charger. Now I try to use the fast charger as little as possible, because I'm all about that long-term durability of the battery. And the fast chargers aren't the best for that long-term durability. Now, if you like tips and tricks, ways to save thousands, not just when you're buying, but also when you're owning and trying to maintain and have a vehicle last a long time, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget about that bell notification button so you don't miss out. And remember, this does help feed and dress those poodles, Winston and Lily, and well, dress the future JCCR baby. Thank you so much, folks, for all your help over the last little bit over a year. Look forward to seeing you all on our Monday Night Lives. Now I've disconnected the trailer, driven around for a few minutes, and you can see I'm still now, maybe I'm at 75%, but the range has readjusted. I had 207 kilometers to empty, disconnected the trailer, and now drove around for a few minutes and it re-corrects itself. So you got to keep an eye on that range. It's actually very good at guesstimating how much range you're gonna get. And now I'm up to 40 kilowatts an hour. So very good system, actually. You just got to keep an eye on it. And when you first get in and it says 500 kilometers or 350 miles or 300 miles, but you're about to go pull and haul stuff, well, don't believe it. When you're got a trailer connected or you're hauling, you gotta watch for the adjustment that will be made after a couple of minutes. Quick little comfort test. So the truck does shake a lot, but inside,
race suspension.
We're comfortable.
So comfortable.
We're happy. We're loving it.
It's nothing.
Yes, don't forget, folks, support your local farmers, support your local manufacturers as well, and support our local channel, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification button, because that helps feed and dress those poodles, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Eat beef. Cows don't ruin the environment. They actually fertilize fields, eat the grass, and that way you don't have to till, because all those vegetables we eat, well, they have to till everything up when they want to make soya and tofu. Well, they till up the ground and it kills all those little critters, all the groundhogs, the snakes, the mice, even the little rabbits do not like it when we till. Whereas if you have natural fields with cows, well, It supports a local farmer, because that's not the industrial beef process, but the local farmer with their beef cows. Well, they're helping the environment because it's a perfect ecosystem. The cow eats the grass, and well, the cow also makes the grass grow and fertilizes it. And all those little critters underneath, they get to live really well and happy underneath the cow's feet. The foxes love it when the grass is high. All sorts of small animals love tall grass and flowered fields. Well, that's good for the bees, and that's what's keeping our planet going, folks. So eat beef, fight for our right to continue to eat steak. Take care, everyone.